everyone, and welcome to Rad Chat, the multi-award-winning therapeutic radiographer-led oncology podcast. My name is Jo McNamara, and I'm joined by fellow host Joel Canderson.
Hi everyone.
So we're here at UKIO, and we have been absolutely delighted to have an inspirational guest join us in the podcast. Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name's Chris Lewis, and I've been a speaker.
So Chris, obviously you've presented at UKIO. What were you talking about?
I was talking about the patient experience of cancer and maybe how we can do things a lot better. I have a business experience, and which I thought might help some of the things that I see daily that can be done better. And I'm not just talking about putting more finance into it, I'm just talking about being more efficient.
What is it about the patient voice that we really need to listen to?
It basically listen is the key word there. Actually, you know, I talked earlier on about when every patient that comes, even if they've got the same disease, they're a different. It's a different case totally, right? They've got a different background. They've got different problems financially. Everyone's got different issues that they need sorted, and we know there's no one size fits all, but in my opinion, we don't listen well enough to find out really what the real problem is. And success depends on where you're sitting. So, if I come with bad cancer, which I had stage 4 cancer, and I'm still here 16 years later, that is success for my oncologist, right? But I can't do a lot of things I was doing before. So, I'm grateful for my life, and I'm grateful for everything. But I think that we're now a stage or two on where we should be looking at thriving with cancer, because we all talk about how many wonderful people are now surviving with their cancer. That's progress, right? But actually, life's not just about surviving. We want to get on and live a life. We understand it's going to be a different life. But we'd like to do a little bit more focus on what you can do afterwards, rather than leaving you in a heap once you've done your work.
So Chris, how is it living with cancer?
As I said during my talk, living with cancer is, once you mention to somebody cancer, their life's changed.
Yeah.
Right, whether they have stage 1, a little bit of mole, they've got to get cut off, or whether they have their entire blood system infected by cancer. Cancer's life-changing because, let's be honest, you never really escape it. Once somebody's mentioned it to you, it's there all the time,
yeah.
like a bad smell you can't get rid of. And any other aches and pains that you get afterwards, you're like, oh, is it this? Has it not cancer returned? And you know, the wheels of the health service turn so slowly. You're waiting for scan results and other bits and preview appointments. So yeah, it's difficult. It's more obstacles in the way. I'm quite a proactive person, and it's been quite hard to do that, to fit everything around what I want to do, around hospitals and my limitations of going in the sun and doing all these sort of things. Makes it quite difficult. I have to really adapt.
There's a lot of consideration, I think. As healthcare practitioners, we learn about treatment, side effects, what to do, but I think for us in radiotherapy, for example, we only see patients for a short amount of time. But obviously, like you said, 16 years on, still living with the consequences of the treatment. I think lots of people who come on the podcast, lots of patients, they say, oh, my healthcare professional said, well, you just have to live with it, we cured you. Is that something you've ever heard? I don't agree with that. I think that's a very unfair thing to say for a person.
No, I haven't heard that. Well, I mean, I've heard it. Yeah, I haven't heard it personally, but I hear people that talk about it quite frequently. And that's what I say, what is success? What is success? Yeah. There's 2 versions of success. When you're talking to your oncologist, he's happy that he's not cured you, but he's put you into remission. But he might have taken big parts of your body away, right? So I think it's all about, I did the talk, and it's all about learning about the patient and just listening a little bit more. What does that patient want to achieve? What do they think is success? Not what do they, what does the clinician think? What does the patient consider success?
Yeah. So Chris, you mentioned kind of about the work that you do, the advocacy. Why do you do it?
So I had a busy life before. I had a great job. I loved my job, and if my choice was there, I'd still be doing it, like working like a crazy man. But I actually loved my job. I was travelling all over the world, buying, selling, negotiating, which is what I'm good at. Sorry, where did I get to there? I lost the question.
So why do you do all the work?
Okay, yeah. So basically, I was fortunate enough to be given extra time. Right? I mean, there were 2 or 3 times that I was near to death, and my wife didn't know if I was going to be alive tomorrow. So when I made it step by step, and then I thought, right, what the hell am I going to do? Because I was so around the hospital, I can't travel around the world negotiating deals. What am I going to do? Actually, this cancer thing's terrible. I'm sitting in the waiting room with these poor codgers and young codgers too, right? And I was like, this is terrible. This is not what was advertised. Where is the help for these people? And I honestly couldn't get it. I went to the big main organisations, nothing. All they wanted to know was fundraising and all this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Just nothing was there, really and honestly. And I thought, I can't believe that in this country with the numbers that we've got nothing really practical. Employers don't want to employ you. The banks want to take their money back. Insurers just see you. They just want to milk you for money. You're discriminated against all the time. And I thought, no, this is not right. But am I the only one who thinks like that? As it turned out, I'm not. And so, I got my gang together and we're getting a bigger gang as it goes along. And now I've got a voice. After 12 years, I've actually got a voice. I've always had a voice, but I've got one that people listen to.
Yeah.
Now I'm probably an authority, not an authority on cancer, by the way, but an authority on living with cancer. And I'm fortunate I get enough I get asked to talk with clinicians and at sessions like this, because clinicians want to learn too, right?
Yeah.
And who better to learn from than their customer? So that's why these are so important. But I honestly couldn't go. I couldn't finish my time if I died. I needed to put a few wrongs right, and I've got a talent. It's only my personality. It's the only one I've got. But I know that it's a good weapon, and I can use that for the good. I used it up to now to earn money, right? But now I don't have to earn money. I use it to help people. And I've been doing that 14, 15 years. Not only do I do it with the cancer community, as you say, I've got my own charity. So we help now financially disadvantaged people get onto your podcasts and stuff by giving them some free phones and SIM cards and helping them get into the system.
What top tip would you give to healthcare practitioners listening to this episode now?
Just treat us as humans and don't fear engagement, because I spoke in the session about it. So some of you guys work behind the scenes, right? You're busy on your computers. You've got all your wonderful qualifications and badges and MAs and BScs and all of it, right? It's brilliant. You guys thoroughly know what you're doing. But we're now entering a world where communication is absolutely key. And if you go on a night out, you're not going to stand around the bar like a lemon, right? You're going to go and start introducing yourself to people. It's no different in healthcare, right? I said it at the end of the talk. Maybe if you don't get out so much, and just hello, you've got nice shoes on, or whatever it might be. Just engage more, because people give back once they start. Because there always is that barrier. It's an us and them thing, isn't it? I don't want to talk to that guy. He's a professor or he's whatever he is. So just really basic communication, really. It's a simple thing, but probably one of the biggest problems that we ever have.
Chris, do you want to promote your charity? What is it that it's called? What do you do?
My charity's called Your SimPal. It's been going 7 years. It's totally unique in this country. We're a registered charity. You'll find us online. And we help anybody, totally free, that cannot connect to the internet, whether you're schools, domestic violence, cancer, healthcare. I mean, we've got some smart hubs now going around in radiotherapy and chemotherapy vans for the NHS. We've got them on wards now. We give them to schools that help kids with homework. And that came, we started originally doing people with cancer 7 years ago, but then COVID came, totally took over the world, changed our world completely, that we now rely on digital, and that's why I think this is a wonderful thing. But what we don't understand enough is that most of the people that really need it don't have it. You know, a lot of them don't have extra Wi-Fi, a lot of them don't have Wi-Fi at home at all, or smart devices that can do all this wonderful communication. So it's becoming, if we're not careful, it's becoming a bit exclusive. Again, there's another jump coming. You know, the smartphones are getting smarter, health apps and all of this thing. Wonderful. It's a wonderful thing, really. It's the future. It has to be. But at the moment, so many people are getting left behind. So we're only plastering it, really, but we're trying to enable people to stay connected. You know, people who haven't got jobs, people on the street. You know, not only have they got cancer, but they've got those other problems too, and they've got no money. So we just like to do some good, really. We're just friends. We are a registered charity, but we're very innovative. We look to go where others don't go, and we can move very, very quickly. We don't have the dinosaur behind us as a lot of them do. So we're already moving. We're already supplying people. You know, people are out there chatting about it. They have conferences about it, and okay, but actually we're doing it. You know what I mean?
Amazing. Oh, thank you so much, Chris, for joining us.
No, thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.
It's great. Thank you.